Winning the Champions League with a club outside of the top 5 leagues is basically impossible in the modern era. The last time it happened, 20 years ago, with the help of a certain special one. But today, I'm attempting to recreate this feat by managing a non-top 5 league club, and the goal is to take them all the way to Champions League glory. But first, we gotta decide which team to do this with. Obviously, we can't pick any clubs from the top 5 leagues, but that does mean we can pick a club from the 6th best league in the world, Eredivisie. But here's another rule. We can't pick any clubs that have won the Champions League before. Oh man, I was really thinking we could do this challenge with Ajax. They've got such a good youth academy, so much talent. Probably the best club we could have done this challenge with outside of the top 5 leagues. We can't even do it with Feyenoord because they've won the Champions League before too. I guess we then gotta go to the Portuguese league. Unfortunately, we can't pick Porto because they're the team back in 2004 that won the Champions League with Mourinho. Maybe then we can pick Benfica, but no, even they've won the Champions League back in Eusebio's era. Maybe then Sporting might be the play. The club that created Cristiano Ronaldo is also the club that have never won the Champions League. And so the decision has been made. I'm signing a contract to become the next Sporting manager. Can I win Sporting the Champions League and become the next special one? And okay guys, I wasn't expecting this good of a team. We've got the beast himself, Gyökeres up top. 82 rated CDM Hjulmand. There's Goncalo Inacio, Trincao, Goncalves chilling on the bench. Bro, I've taken a whole lot of worse teams to Champions League glory. I think we can easily make this happen. But hold up guys, you thought it was gonna be this easy?
Come on, man.
There's a reason why the top 5 leagues are the most dominant in Europe, and it's basically because they've got the most money. And that's why in this challenge, every season, one offer that comes from a European giant, we have to accept. And of course, guys, this just had to happen. The first offer we get from a big European club, it's for Gyökeres. You guys seriously thought we'd have the privilege to use a player like Gyökeres in this challenge? And well, every season something like this can happen. Big European clubs are going to be coming poaching. It's our job to still figure out a way and build a proper squad. Oh, but there's still one more rule.
Not another one?
Since we're Sporting outside of the top 5 leagues, our pull for making signings is going to be reduced, which means we're only allowed to sign players with a max overall of 78. Now you can see why taking Sporting to Champions League glory is going to be so difficult. Alright guys, season 1, and I know life is going to be harder without Gyökeres.
See what I did there?
I am dead inside.
But yes, I've got a plan. In fact, 3 strategies that I think we need to do if we want to take Sporting to Champions League glory. First, we need to focus on the existing talents we've got. Try and grow them as much as we can. I know in the end, just like Gyökeres, some of these guys are going to leave. Especially players like Goncalves, Inacio. They're going to be high in demand once we grow them to a high overall. But maybe the likes of Hjulmand, Diamante, if we keep growing them, they might end up staying and becoming Sporting legends. So to focus on growing our players, we've set up our coaching staff and have assigned development plans to all our players. And also, boys, I've actually come up with a good system that we're going to use. A 4-3-3 with the CDM. I think it works with the players we've got. Would have worked a lot better if we had Gyökeres up top, but it is what it is. And this leads me to the second thing we need to focus on. Getting our transfer policy right. When players eventually leave our club, we need to be ready to replace them with proper talent. I know we're only allowed to sign players with a max overall of 78, but I'm sure there are some quality hidden gems that we can find. Now, for this first season, I am considering bringing in a replacement for Gyökeres, but I'm kind of tempted here to give Conrad Harder a chance. 19-year-old, there's potential. But I 100% want to sign a player for the left-back spot. We've got Santos there, who's 29. This is really a weird one. For once, money isn't going to be an issue at all. We're going to keep getting big money sales like Gyökeres, but we are limited with the player we can sign. But I've already got a few good options like Jurel Hato, 76 rated. We're eligible to sign him. But to be honest, this is a bit unrealistic because why would Hato move sideways from Ajax? We're a similar club. In that case, going for Maxim de Kuiper, 77 overall, playing for Club Bruges, definitely moving from the Belgian league to the Portuguese league will be an upgrade. And there you go, we're making our first signing of this Sporting project. De Kuiper is coming through. I think, guys, this challenge will be a lot more rewarding if we stick to signing players outside of the top 5 leagues. So there you go, I'm adding that onto the rules.
That's a lot of rules.
Now that we've got the left back spot sorted, I think we need some depth in the midfield. We've literally got faceless players as backup midfielders. And that's why I think signing someone like Arnie Engels playing for Celtic, again, the Scottish league is outside the top 5 leagues, so we can sign him. And there you go, we've got another young talent locked in at Sporting. I think so far we've done a decent job with our transfers. And hence now the third thing I want to focus with this sporting project, the Youth Academy. If we can somehow scout the next Cristiano Ronaldo, it could change this club forever. And that's what I want to do, boys. I'm only hunting for the next Ronaldo. We're going to be sending a scout to Portugal. This dude has only one goal, man. Finding the next Ronaldo. All right, but for the first season, I think this is how our team's going to look like. Yes, it's going to be tough without Gyökeres, but I think our goal for now is going to be just to qualify for the Champions League. Just being in there every season. We'll figure out a way how to win it later on. For now, let's just focus on qualifying. End of the season, and we do end up finishing second in the league. I don't know if that's good or bad, because if we're aiming to become Champions League winners, the least we should be doing is winning our local league. I think Benfica right now is the best team in the country. The good news, though, is that there's a lot of growth in this team. Look at Hjulmand at an 85 overall, Inacio 82, Goncalves up to an 84, the Creeper who we signed growing pretty well. Even Engels on the bench is up to a 78. I think he can now be a starter over Morita. This isn't too bad, guys. We're building something. But oh boy, Benfica are really owning us right now. They've even beaten us in the cup final. Now, Sporting were in the Champions League this year, but not for long because we ended up finishing 27th outside of the top 24. Do you know what? For season 1, I think we've done all what we can. The team has grown well. We're going to be in the Champions League next year. But there is still one problem that we're going to have. One of our players is going to get stolen by a European giant. Season 2 and offers have started to flow in, but it's not any of the big European clubs. So far, we don't have to accept anything. But yeah, guys, I do feel like this season we're going to be saying goodbye to either Hjulmand or maybe even Goncalves. The problem is we can't even build our squad further without finding out which player will be leaving. And okay, there's an offer for Bragança, our centre mid, but I don't think Nice is a European giant. We don't have to accept this. Surprisingly, this season, none of the big clubs have approached us. But well, I spoke too soon because we've got an offer from Chelsea and it's for Francisco Trincao. I actually didn't expect him to be the one to go, but we've got to accept this. Last year it was Gyökeres, this year it's Trincao. To be fair, losing Trincao doesn't hurt as much because we do have this Katamo guy in that right wing position. He's actually 80 rated, 24 years old. Can somebody tell me which nation is that? Because I've got no idea where he's from. One good thing about Katamo is that he's 80 rated, so we're not going to really need a replacement. No point signing a 78 rated winger. I think for this season, our squad is pretty much covered. Trincao's sale doesn't really affect much. We could sign a new striker, but this Harder guy is getting better. Let's keep trusting him. Defense is looking super good. But wait a minute. I remember we had Rui Silva in goal, 81 rated. I think he's gone back to his parent club. He was only on loan. And that means we're going to be on the hunt for a goalkeeper who is max 78 rated. Someone like Luis Jr. would be good, but no, he's gone up to a 79. He did start off at a 77 overall, I think. Also, he plays in La Liga, and we're not trying to sign players from top 5 leagues. It's actually going to be tough to find a goalkeeper, man. We're going to have to hunt in obscure leagues. But okay, after a bit of hunting in the Belgian league, I found Sean Lemens. 23 years old, 76 rated. We're signing him up now, and I've got a feeling Lemens might be the keeper to bring us Champions League glory. Unless, of course, a big club sees his talent and signs him in a few seasons. That's the only thing that's got me worried right now, because as we keep developing our players, hope starts to come in that maybe we can win the Champions League. One of the big boys is going to come and steal one of our players. It's happened with Gyökeres, Trincao, and you just know at some point it's going to happen with Goncalves or Hjulmand. Now, in this challenge, there is one way we can stop that from happening. At any point, if we manage to reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League, that rule goes away. Other clubs cannot sign our players. We can then focus on building the best possible sporting team to conquer Europe. Okay, but wait a minute. Did we just get knocked out in the Champions League playoffs? I think we did. Wait a minute. Hjulmand sold? When did this happen? There was no rule about us needing to sell 2 players. How on earth did this go through? I think he had a release clause, boys. This is completely on me. I didn't check. Oh my days. We had no reason to sell Hjulmand this season, but he's still gone because of negligence on my part. To be fair, this is kind of what happens when you're a club outside of the top 5 leagues. The big clubs try and talk to your players behind your back, and that's basically what's happened here. I guess all we can do right now is sign a replacement for Hjulmand. Now, to find that CDM, I searched through a lot of the leagues, but I just couldn't find somebody that fit the bill. I just found Arden Jashari. Oh, but he's gone up to a 79 as well. Wait a minute. At the club itself, we've got this Zeno De Bos guy from Belgium. It says that he can play CDM. Anyway, this guy isn't going to get game time in the centre-back position because we've got Inacio and Diomande, and yup, it should take only a couple of weeks to make him a CDM. Well, at least we've got Hjulmand's replacement, but it does feel feel like every season our squad just gets worse. But wait, guys, what about the Youth Academy? Last season, we invested a lot in projects to find the next Cristiano Ronaldo, but it turns out this was a complete disaster. Our scout couldn't find even one good Portuguese talent. I guess Ronaldo is truly one of a kind.
Inshallah.
End of this season, though, and we again finished behind Benfica. As I said, if we can't win our league, how are we going to try and win the Champions League? But wait a minute, this season we were in the Europa League, and we surprisingly did well enough to make it to the semis. Okay, we did get destroyed by Newcastle then, but at least that gives me hope that this team can compete in knockout competitions. And looking at the overalls, we've almost got a full 80+ rated team. My boy Harder is going hard again, 24 goals. But we're now in season 3, and of course, we're going to start off by awaiting an offer for one of our players. I just know it's going to be Goncalves, man. Just bring it to me. Crush me.
Daddy, chill.
I've already seen enough, seeing Gyökeres leave, Trincao as well. Who is it next? But wait a minute, I'm surprised it's Katamo. Interestingly enough, we did not get a single offer for Goncalves. For some reason, we're getting to keep him. Unfortunately, not the same for Geni Katamo. Man City have come in for him. And we've got no choice but to let one more of our talents join a European powerhouse. Now, you guys know the only way we can make this stop is by making it to the Champions League quarters. But you know what? I don't even want to focus on that. I feel like right now we should be focusing on becoming Portuguese League champions. Only once we're the best in our country can we even attempt to reach the quarters or beyond. So the question now is, what can we do to this side to make it champions? Of course, we're still limited by only signing a max 78 rated player, but I do think with Katamo gone, we need to bring in another right winger, because yeah, Marcus Edwards isn't going to really grow all that much. He's 27, and I think I found a really interesting player. Tyler Dibbling plays for Southampton in real life, and he is a baller. He's 78 rated, nothing stopping us from signing him. And actually, I think with his potential, he'll be well past 82 or 83 come end of this season. Well, we don't really have a money issue, boys. I'm just going to slap in 30 million for him. Of course, we're cash rich because we're supplying talent to the best teams in Europe. But there you go, boys. We're bringing Dibbling to Portugal. And I've got a sneaky feeling that Tyler Dibbling's going to be the key to everything. Wait a minute. We've somehow made it to the UCL's league phase. I'm surprised because we actually finished second last year in the league. Very interesting. But of course, I'm not going to complain. If we can somehow finish in the top 24, get into the playoffs and just see where things go, maybe, just maybe, we can make it to the quarters. Because then this nonsense of having our players leave will completely go. But of course, I'm still prioritizing the league this year. We need to become Portuguese League champions before we can even dream about the Champions League. End of the season, and look at Harder, man. 35 goals. Dude is quickly turning out to being the MVP of this challenge. But it's not just him. There's solid growth all round in this team. And yes, that has led to us winning the Liga Portugal. Sporting are the best team in the country now. But don't forget, our main goal is to get Sporting to win the Champions League. Do what the special one did back with Porto. And okay, yes, we've crossed our first hurdle, finishing 11th in the league phases. Bro, that means for the first time in this challenge, we're going to be experiencing the knockouts. And oh my days, we've just knocked out Dortmund in the playoffs. That is crazy, bro, because if in the round of 16 we can make it through and get to the quarters, the big European giants won't be able to sign our players, and we can focus on developing a Champions League winning team. But oh no, in the round of 16 we drew Barcelona, and we even took the game to penalties, but in the end we lost. Do you know what? I'm not disheartened though. This team has shown that it can even compete with teams like Barcelona. And we're close, guys, at least to making it to the Champions League quarters. That's our next goal now. Maybe next season we can pull it off. Season 4, and I'm actually confident that this team is good enough to get us to the Champions League quarters. The problem is, though, that we're not going to really get to keep this team. One of our players is going to be leaving. It could be Tyler Dibbling, who we just signed. Goncalves, that would be brutal, boys, because we ain't getting an 89 rated player anytime soon. But honestly, anybody we lose, it's going to be a really hard hit. And okay, we've got a couple of offers. This one's from Monaco. They are not a European giant. We don't have to accept this. Same for Quaresma. Leverkusen and Newcastle both don't count as European giants. And okay, guys, Juventus has just come in with an offer for Quaresma. He's, by the way, our backup centre-back. Bro, we might have just gotten incredibly lucky, because of course I'm accepting this. Juve is a European giant. Nah, guys, that is the kind of luck we needed, because we're pretty much retaining our entire team. Even for the the centre-back spot, we've got depth with St. Just. I don't think any signing is going to help us. We just need to believe in this team. And the question is if we can make it to the Champions League quarters. And all right, guys, we've managed to make it past the first hurdle, finishing 13th in the league phase. And we got a relatively easy draw in the playoffs, knocking out Stade Rennais. But the round of 16 is where we got knocked out by Barca last time. This time we're facing City, but we knocked them out. Yo, we have made it to the quarterfinals. In fact, we're going beyond the quarterfinals. We've knocked out Leverkusen. No way, could it be this season? Oh, of course not. PSG knock us out. But you know what? We've taken Sporting to the Champions League semi-finals now. And you know what that means? Other clubs cannot steal any of our players. Goncalves, who's now up to a 91. Guess what? He's going to be here until we finish the job. The likes of Tyler Dibbling, Harder. And honestly, with a bit more growth for the rest of the team, I reckon we can win the Champions League. Also, this season, we managed to crush the Portuguese league, winning by over 12 points. We're now in season 5 and it feels so good that we don't have to accept any offers for our players. And honestly, now that we've reached the Champions League semi-finals once, I don't see why we can't aim to go beyond that and make it to at least the final, because this team is good and it's only going to get better through the season. The only thing is that we really can't improve the team with any sort of signings, because we can still only sign 78 rated players and they're not really going to have an impact on this side. The one regret I have in this challenge is that we couldn't find the next Ronaldo. I mean, a high potential striker would have really made things easier, but I guess we've got Harder.
That's what she said. Or he said.
And so far, he's doing a great job. I mean, look at his stats. He's got 99 finishing now. Maybe he's the next Ronaldo for Sporting. But yup, it's time to see how far we can go now with this Sporting side. And okay, guys, we're not off to a good start. 19th in the league phases does not give me confidence. But we have knocked out Marseille and Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. Bro, we're getting so lucky. Quarterfinals and we've drawn Ajax. Of course, we knocked them out. But I think the luck ends here, boys. To get through to the Champions League final, we're gonna have to knock out PSG. To be fair, guys, I don't think it's a fluke that we've made it this far. Just look at this team. Since we didn't have to sell any of our players, the team has been just growing constantly. Lamens is 87, Inacio 86, Goncalves 92. I think we're now good enough to make it to the final. Let's first see what happens in the first leg against PSG, and we do get a 2-0 win. It's all about Harder, man. We couldn't find the next Cristiano, but maybe Harder is that guy. The moment of truth, boys. The second leg against PSG. Can we do what Jose Mourinho did back in 04, taking Porto to the Champions League final? And yes, we've pulled it off. Harder with the brace again. And we're now facing Atletico Madrid in the final. I'm actually happy with this. If it was a club like Real Madrid or Barca, it would be really tough to win. But Atletico are known to bottle in the Champions League.
Well, let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong.
This is it, guys. My opportunity to become the special one, just like Jose Mourinho. And I'm actually really excited to try out these Sporting players because we've spent 5 seasons building this squad. It's such a unique team. And of course, the player I want to really test out is Harder. This guy's got 99 finishing. Let's see what he's all about. Gets in behind, shoots, and bang! Harder with his first chances put us into the lead. Okay, this is not going to be that easy, is it? Marmouche for Atletico has scored. Okay, let's not lose our composure just yet. I believe we've got the team to win this. And here's Harder again. He's opened up more space, shoots, and scores. Harder might be the best striker I've used on the game. Every shot is a goal. I can feel Atletico Madrid crumble already. We get one more goal. I think it's job done. Saying that if we do let Atleti score, it is going to be a problem. We are defending well. Uh-oh, this is bad. This is really bad. We get chipped. Oh my days. It's Marmouche again. Well, we're the underdogs in the Champions League. It was never going to be easy for us to win. But all I think we need to do is get the ball to Harder, or maybe Tyler Dibbling could do something himself. No, he puts it wide. Harder's got the ball in the box, and you know what he does next? No, the keeper saved it. We're going to have to deal with extra time if we want to make Sporting European champions. Oh, Harder again. Harder again. This time he scores. Let's go. Hat-trick for Harder. I think that goal was enough, boys. We've done it. Sporting are Champions League winners. I can now call myself the special one because I've taken a non-top 5 league to Champions League glory. And we did it in such an awesome way, man. Signing unique players, developing them. Who do you think was the MVP of this challenge? Let me know in the comments. I think it can only be one guy, Mr. Harder himself. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, why not watch me manage West Ham in the Premier League and try and get the Hammers some glory? Click here.